What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again with another Man City reaction video as Man City come from behind at the Bernabeu to win against Real Madrid in the Champions League by 2-1. We're going to digest that and all the talking points from this game in what could be a pivotal win for Man City, not just in the Champions League, but for also spurring City on for the remainder of the season, as confidence looks to be sky high for the Sky Blues. Firstly, come on. Oh, man. That was a real proper game of football there. Topsy-turvy, end-to-end game. Both sides putting everything on the line, just going for it, wanting to score goals, wanting to win this game. And it's nice to be on the winning side of such a good, high-quality game of football. Both sides maybe lacked a little bit of a clinical touch in the final third. However, what we saw here was just a real topsy-turvy, unpredictable game of football. And in the biggest of moments, Man City really turned up. Obviously, Real Madrid took the lead through Rodrygo. Mentioned on my stream, and I'll mention it in my reaction video as well. Donnarumma brought in to be a goalkeeper who in the biggest moments is going to make the big saves. Rodrygo's angling on his right foot. The only place he can go with his right foot is across goal, and Donnarumma's just, I think, a bit slow to react, and he can't get down to make the save. It was a good finish from Rodrygo. It was a well-taken goal. Let's not forget, Rodrygo, been struggling for form this season, struggling for minutes with Real Madrid, so that'll do his confidence the world of good, and he does like to perform well against Man City, and I do wonder if this was maybe Rodrygo doing a bit of speculation from me here, but doing a bit of a nudge, wink, wink, Manchester City. I know you're watching. I know you like me. I like you. Sign me up. And we know that Man City were keen on Rodrygo in the summer, and maybe this is just Rodrygo's reminder to say, I'm still here and I've still got the quality. I might just be speculating on that, but yeah, you never know. But it was a real good response from the Manchester City players once we'd gone behind. First 30 minutes, Real Madrid were the better team. They'd put a lot of energy, Real Madrid, into going ahead. The cross-field passes were very good. I was in particular very impressed on their left-hand side. I thought that Alvaro guy that they brought in from Benfica had a real good game for Real Madrid. He caused a lot of bother. Vinicius JR, we know the dangers. Rodrygo, we know the dangers as well. I thought we did a good job for most of the game, keeping Jude Bellingham quiet as well. Obviously a big blow for Real Madrid, having absentees like Kylian Mbappe on the bench, not fit enough to do any minutes for Real Madrid today, despite them being 2-1 behind. Tells me he wasn't fully fit, and I don't know why he was included in the squad. They were missing Camavinga in midfield as well, and obviously had a load of injuries at the back, missing Militao. They were missing Ferland Mendy. They were missing Trent Alexander-Arnold, Dani Carvajal, and many more at the back. So it was very much a makeshift defence for Real Madrid, and it was always going to be a case that they can't rely on the defence, so they're going to look to try an attack. And even without Mbappe, there's still plenty of quality there for Real Madrid. As I said, Rodrygo, Vinicius JR, Jude Bellingham, there's a lot of quality in that attack. So at the Bernabeu, to limit them to just one goal, and they took the lead as well, I thought City's defence did a good response, and it probably helped City that it took us 7, 8 minutes to find a response. And it's good that Man City now starting to utilise their set pieces, and it's good that James French, coach that we brought in the summer to help improve our set pieces, is starting to pay dividends in terms of the attacking point of view as well. A good ball into the box. Real Madrid don't deal with the danger, and there's Nico O'Reilly just to follow that in and find a tap-in, simple as you like, equaliser for Manchester City. And then City just kind of push forward from there, wanting to cause problems, wanting to get into them positions. The individual battles, that Doku Asensio battle was a very feisty battle, shall we say, and I think Asensio's reaction when he was taken off by Real Madrid in the second half real summed him up in the kind of game that he'd had, chucking his bib on the floor, punching the dugout as well. Very frustrated night for him, a very frustrated night for Real Madrid, and it's now 2 wins in 8 games, and Xabi Alonso, that pressure just getting cranked up on his job as well. Another defeat for him after losing at the weekend against Celta Vigo. Real Madrid of course, 4 points behind Barcelona at the top of La Liga, and now falling off a little bit in the Champions League, and it's not gone down very well with the Real Madrid bosses. It's not gone down very well with President Perez, and the players have already been moaning to Perez as well about them being unhappy with the manager too. So yeah, very interesting. I did find it quite interesting that one of those that's been most vocal about wanting to leave Madrid has been Rodrygo. Yeah, he's not really been given his opportunity. He gets given his opportunity in this game due to injuries, and let's face it, Rodrygo, if Real Madrid were a fully fit squad, wouldn't have featured in this game. He goes and celebrates by hugging Xabi Alonso, which I found very interesting. And I find Real Madrid, in terms of the football politics, just a very interesting club, and you can see how hostile things get at Real Madrid when things don't go their way. And speaking of things not going their way, helped Man City to take a lead in this game as well. Took a VAR decision. Obviously, Erling Haaland brought down, bit of wrestling going on in the penalty area. Has his shirt pulled by Rudiger. He's shown a yellow card. It's a crucial bit of information that. And then Erling Haaland, with a little stutter, a very coolly taken penalty, which is good to see from Haaland, because I do think his penalty taking leaves a little bit to be desired. So high pressure stakes. He does very well to find the goal that's ultimately won this game for Manchester City, in a big 3 points and a big response from that defeat against Bayer Leverkusen. Now, going back to that Antonio Rudiger talking point, because it is a talking point, he gets a yellow card, and then late in the second half brings down Savinho, he has his critics, but when he came on I thought looked very lively. He caused all kinds of problems for the stretched Real Madrid defence. Nice fresh legs. He caused a lot of problems, played a couple of good balls into the box as well. I thought he did well, a good little cameo appearance despite him not getting any goals and assists. He's looked more lively and more dangerous than what he's looked this season for City in that little cameo appearance, which was real good to see. It was like Savinho felt like he had a point to prove, and he'll get more minutes, and I'm hoping that he can take that as confidence and build on that and start getting them goals and assists. But yeah, he just gets taken out by Rudiger on the edge of the penalty area, and it's as clear as day a yellow card. And if he weren't on a yellow card, Rudiger he'd have got a yellow card for that, because we saw Alvaro a minute later make a similar challenge. He's not on a yellow card and he gets given a yellow card. So I don't know how Rudiger ended up seeing out the full 90 minutes, because for me it was as clear of a second yellow card as I've seen, and that's why Pep picked up a yellow card. He's frustrated because it was a red card every single day of the week. It was a second bookable offence, but here we are. And Real Madrid, I think, will be a little annoyed about the opening phase of the game. First couple of minutes, they got awarded a penalty, which was taken off them by VAR, because factually, and it was the fact, that the foul was initiated outside the penalty area, which meant that it was a free kick, not a penalty, and Real Madrid don't put the free kick in the back of the net. They don't put the rebound into the back of the net, and ultimately don't capitalise on their early dominance until a little later in that first half. So for me, it was just a bit of a ding-dong battle. Could have gone either way, and thankfully it's gone right for City. It's now 4 wins in a row after coming back after the international break and losing our first couple of games, Newcastle away and Bayer Leverkusen at home. We've had the response. We're now in a very strong position once more in the Champions League with 2 games to go. We've just got to persevere with it. We've got a big game coming up at the weekend against Crystal Palace, so I think it's important now that the City players celebrate their well-earned victory against Real Madrid, and once they arrive back in Manchester, they start resting up and having their full recovery ahead of what's going to be another excruciating physical game against Palace away from home on Sunday. And Man City, I don't think will do too much rotation, because they know that once they make it through that Palace game, we've got a League Cup game, a quarter-final game against Brentford, where we've got the opportunity to do 9, 10, 11 changes for that Carabao Cup game. So it's just about what condition will the Manchester City first team players be in by the time we get to Sunday, considering this game being played on a Wednesday away from home in Madrid. We're obviously not going to get back and start our recovery until tomorrow. It means what we're looking at here in terms of preparation, 24 to 48 hours. It's not a lot of time for a big game, so when you've not got a lot of prep time, it's all about just taking your confidence from how you played in your previous game. And if you're not up for that Crystal Palace away game, then I'm going to be asking a lot of questions, because if you're not psyched up after just beating Real Madrid away from home, when are you not going to be psyched up for a game? Manchester City, a huge win, a statement win, pressure onto Xabi Alonso, pressure onto Real Madrid, job done for Man City in Spain, and I am absolutely ecstatic. As far as I'm concerned, this is Man City's best result of the season. We had a big point to prove. Disappointing at the Bernabeu last season, we lost and ultimately went out in the playoff phase to get into the last 16 of the Champions League. This season, learning our lessons, we've gone to Madrid, we've got a result, we've beaten them, we're fourth in the Champions League table at the moment, and we're now looking good. I reckon probably looking 3 points might be enough. I reckon 4 points will probably do it for Man City. So we're looking at 4 points from our final 2 games. We'll put Man City into the last 16 of the Champions League. More importantly, a couple of games rest in February, and also gives Man City a good advantage for the last 16 of the Champions League, because we'd be away in the first leg, and for the all-important second leg, we'd be playing at the Etihad Stadium. So yeah, that's what's on the line here for Man City. We've rectified that very disappointing loss against Bayer Leverkusen. I'm sure Pep Guardiola will be looking at it and saying it was worth making them 10 changes, because we've gone on since then to win 4 games in a row. 2 points behind Arsenal in the Premier League at the top of the table, and now sitting comfortably once more back into the top 8 of the Champions League as well. So all smiles. It's all onto that big Crystal Palace game now. We can't afford to let this momentum slip. We've got all the momentum with us. We've got to use that to power us forward. And at the moment, we're doing any which way to win. And that's got to continue for that big Palace game coming up on Sunday. On to the rest and recovery for that game. But first, celebrations from this game, because Man City have just beaten Real Madrid in the Champions League at the Bernabeu. It's what you dream of doing. So absolutely brilliant. I'd love to know your thoughts, guys, in the comments below. Don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. It lets me know that you are enjoying the videos. Do subscribe as well if you're new around here. Plenty more City content to come here on YouTube for you guys to enjoy. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. And I'll see you all again real soon for the next City video. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.